Bye.
You should be live.
Okay. Am I live now? All right. I'll wait a second to make sure. I don't see it on here. Live. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. You are not at the wrong channel. This is Kasie's channel. I'm hosting for her today. She has a yard sale. She's busy moving, so she wanted to keep consistent and keep her every Saturday talk about Outschool. So I told her I would host so she could go back and go to the yard sale. So we have several things to talk about today. We're going to talk about the fair, the summer fair, summer classes, burnout, self-care. Yes. And so, all right. So Rebecca, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm teacher Rebecca. I've been at Outschool for almost a year now. Wow, where'd the year go? And I teach science and math to the little ones. And I'm just excited to just come and share. I have a YouTube channel, Teacher Rebecca F. Online Teaching or Online Learning, one of those. So you can check me out too. I like to tell people what happens from the parent side of you. So if you want to know like behind the scenes of what the parents see, you can check out my channel.
Yes, and that has a lot of helpful things if you don't have a child taking classes, so you can hit that side. Hello, Cindy, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Cindy Bennett, and yeah, I have a YouTube channel as well, and I am also, of course, teaching Outschool, and I am also interviewing teachers on my channel just to kind of get the word out as to what types of classes that they're offering, and it's been really fun and to just talk one-on-one with the teacher and show their classes.
All right, and I'm Kelly, and my channel is Teacher Kelly Tag. I read the weekly report for VIPKid and VIPKid every Tuesday. I'm a brand contributor for VIPKid, and I sometimes do videos about Outschool too. All right, so let's start with, since it's happening today, let's start with the fair. I know, well, both of you have children taking classes on Outschool, and Rebecca is signed up for the fair. Are you signed up for the fair, Cindy?
I was signed up for the fair, but then I realized I had the time mixed up. So I might be able to go in later, like at the end of it, hopefully. Do you have to go for the whole thing or can you drop in?
I don't think so. Okay. It's 2 days. So it's today from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. So change it into your time zones. And then again, tomorrow from noon to 1:30 Pacific time. Right. So again, change your time zone. You can come for one or both. I'm teaching my classes this morning, so I'll come join in tomorrow. It does say that between those live sessions, we'll keep the teacher booths open for Outschoolers and other time zones to check out the classes at their convenience. I like that part.
Cool.
Because most teachers create a slide deck and videos to introduce you to the classes, and you can jump directly to the teacher page on Outschool and enroll right there and then. I'm reading right from the Facebook invite that I have. It says you need to be registered to check them out. So you register through Hopin, and then you can go check out all these things. And there's a PS. The first 500 that book a class at the fair will get $10 added to the Outschool wallet for future classes, which is pretty cool. In the chat box, I sent a link directly to the Hopin sign-in page so that you can sign in right there, make an account, and jump in. It's going to start in 1 hour.
Right.
In case the time zones are all confusing.
Right. I'm in Eastern, so I'll just convert that to Eastern. So that's 12 to 2 in Eastern time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do either of you have, on the teacher side, have a booth there?
No, I don't.
I do not. No.
Okay. I didn't either.
I was not chosen this time.
I wasn't either. I know they were going for summer camps, which I didn't have one up until this week. All right. So yes, you could get a $10 credit if you go, and then you get to check out other teachers. So since the fair is all about summer classes, let's talk about our summer classes. Rebecca, tell us about your classes you have for the summer.
Well, I'm working on creating some camps. I do science experiments. So I'm categorizing my science experiments into like mini 1 week camp units. So I have a whole week on water, a whole week on acid-base reactions, a whole week on density, and a whole week on rainbows and colors. So those are still in the process because life is busy, but I want to get those finished and out there. So it'll be a 5-day camp like every day for 5 days, the same time. We get it done, we get it out there, and we enjoy it. And then they can go on and do vacations in life elsewhere. I might also keep my ongoings continuing because those are booking really well, and just add new experiments or new math games because I teach math games for K1 and science experiments for ages 3 through 9. So I might just condense them into less sections per week because I need more of a life this summer, but I will continue them on with different things or rotate. I haven't quite decided that yet.
All right, Cindy, what classes do you have for the summer?
Well, I have a piano class that did really well. So I was thinking of calling that like a camp because it was like a once a week, but then 1 week, 1 day, twice a week. One day you would have a lesson and the other day you would kind of like a practice session. And so I thought of offering that as like just a music workshop to see if they like piano. And so that went really well as a class. So I thought of just changing that to a camp. And then I also have a math with baby animals camp and a bread making one. So those are the ones that I thought I would offer. And I was kind of looking to how I want to do it, like either 2 or 3 in 1 week and just repeat that. Or if I want to do, a few weeks in a row. I'm still kind of formulating that, kind of watching what other people are doing kind of thing.
Okay. And for me, I have book clubs that have already been going on. I'm going to continue them in the summer. A lot of parents want to keep their kids reading. A weekly book club would hold them accountable. I just listed my first camp, got it approved yesterday. The email went out this morning. I have a camp on Hamilton, and we're going to be studying different characters from his life. I would say from the play, but they're really from his life each week, starting with him. And it will meet twice a week, just so that the teachers know, for it to be considered a real, like a camp, it has to meet twice a week. It can be ongoing or multi-day. If it meets once a week, you could still call it a camp if you want, but it won't show up under the Outschool filter for camps. Yes. All right. So those are all our summer classes if you want. So also, let's talk about Cindy. You have a new Facebook group and you're interviewing teachers. You've already interviewed both Rebecca and me. So tell everyone about it.
Yeah. So I just thought it would be fun I'm keeping it to 15-minute interview, and it's just, what are your Outschool classes? So it's called Outschool Teachers Showcase, and it's for anybody. It's for parents as well as teachers. So parents can go there. They can look for, like, say you're looking for art, you could look for an art teacher and you could go to their video and you could watch it. If you're looking for rainbows, you could go to Rebecca's video and, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to make this so that parents can kind of get an idea of what teacher they might want, and just to see the person sort of in a, personable situation. And so I'm looking for other teachers that would like to be interviewed, and I'm just going to do like as many as I can, before the summer, so that they can showcase their classes. So it's just a chance for them to showcase their classes and kind of like just show off a little bit and share their classes, whatever they are.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
and I love
okay,
watching all of your interviews.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been awesome.
I haven't seen all of them, but
it's been awesome. And it's been cool to get to know the teachers. Like the last teacher I interviewed, I saw her, teacher Jen. I saw her on one of the groups and she's like, can somebody book one of my classes? And I'm like, okay, I have a kid that's her age, and I wasn't even thinking of booking her at all. But because she was pleading so much, I said, let's try it. And her class was really good and everything. And so I asked her if I could interview her. And it turned out she lives in Tennessee, but she actually did her, I think she got her master's or whatever, her college at UNH. And I live in New Hampshire. So it was kind of cool that we had a New Hampshire connection and we didn't even know it. So, there's ways that you just find that you connect with each other and you're, and I just have loved all of the interviews so far. And I think that not everybody's going to click on Outschool and check out the classes. Maybe this will be a way that somebody will say, hey, Outschool, maybe I'll check this video out. And when they see how cool the teacher is and how cool the classes are, they might then try Outschool, There's still a lot of people who don't know about Outschool and haven't tried it yet.
Right. And definitely I keep shouting out Outschool, all of you. Like if I'm on local groups, sometimes I'll say, anyone know of a tutor? Anyone know of music lessons? I'll just drop the give 20, get 20 link because I figure the more people that know about Outschool will help all of our bookings. And then maybe even if that person that made the post asking isn't interested, maybe somebody else that sees it will be, even if it's not your class, just get the word out. Okay. So the next,
I actually made some business cards. I just wanted to throw that out.
Oh, okay.
As an idea, you can get some cheap business cards to pass out to people.
Yes. All right. So the next topic.
You said, did you put like a QR code on the business card so it links?
I did not. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. There are some QR code generators because the link is really long to send to somebody. It'd be nice for them to have like a free class to go with that card.
That's true. That's true. But I think I put my YouTube channel or my website so I could actually send them there and then they could, I know that's a couple of clicks. I'll get there, Rebecca. I didn't think of that.
Yes. And if you take our next level teacher boot camp, we have a video in that course telling you how to make QR codes. So,
okay, great.
Yes. Okay. So the next subject is something that I really can't talk a lot about because I need more help in this area, but that is self-care. So have you guys ever been burned out? And if you have, what did you do to help combat that? Or what do you do on a regular basis to help not get burned out from online teaching? Let's see, Rebecca, start with you. You brought up the subject.
Okay. I've been an online teacher since 2016. So I've done 5 years of VIPKid, early morning get up, and then a year of Outschool. So it's been a challenge. There's some good days and some bad days. And I also have 2 little ones. My oldest just turned 5. So I started teaching when she was 5 months old. So I've had a little one the entire time that I've been teaching. And now I have another one who's 19 months old. So I've got 2 little ones at home all the time. And those early mornings really, really got to me. And staying up late or crying kids at night, for some reason or other, they cry and, they only want mommy. They don't want daddy. So I'm having to sacrifice my 4 hours of sleep to be with them. So I've learned to cut back. And it's really hard when you're financially dependent on this teaching job and you don't want to cut back because you're thinking of how much money you're losing when you cancel a class or you wake up later. But I like that about Outschool is that an Outschool class makes up for a couple of my ESL classes. And so I can start later in the morning. I don't have to start at dark 30. I can start at a little bit later, dark 30. And so that helps out a lot. But with Outschool, it's also very addicting to just open up all the classes and you don't have any time to spend with your family. So it's really important to me to have time with my family. And I try to get outside every day. The sun just does, great things for us. When I'm at home and I'm on my computer and I'm teaching all day or I'm talking to emails all day and the kids are doing classes, it's too much screen time. We got to get outside. So I really try to do that. One thing that I want to start doing in the summer and the fall is cut back how many days I'm teaching on Outschool because I'm only taking 1 day off a week and that's Sundays. I'd like to take also a weekday off because it's been really challenging to schedule appointments for the kids to, go visit the classrooms, to do anything on a school day. I'm booked. And so I'm like, I have to cancel a $30 class to go do this. And so now I'm going to be short. It's just like, I got to just have these breaks.
Yes. That's why I have one day a week off and I make that to schedule appointments. And I actually kind of made the mistake when I did the next level teacher thing of scheduling my cohort on that day, which I won't do that if we do it again, because if you schedule an appointment, you never know how long it's going to go. All of a sudden you end up more time in the waiting room than you expected, or traffic's bad. So leave that whole day open. Yeah. Also, that was one of the reasons that I actually hesitated to do more ongoing classes in the fall, which now I wish I did more of them, because Outschool was so hot back then. It's slowing down with the world going back to normal, was because I didn't want like every day of the week scheduled, and then I couldn't schedule appointments. But yes. All right. So Cindy, what do you do? Have you ever been burned out, and you do to combat that?
Yeah, I have. And I'm kind of in another category where I have done well without school, but not every single one of my classes just like fills up. So I have done random times to try and see what works and that kind of thing. So I've tried to do random time. So then that makes it like you're teaching, you're not teaching, you're teaching, you're not teaching, and then I definitely, like Rebecca, you kind of have to take a step back, figure out what is working, what isn't working. And even if you're going to lose a few dollars, making your own schedule and trying to keep up with that is better than just killing yourself, because then you're not going to like it. Then you're going to be, overwhelmed, and it's just going to take the joy out of it. So I think it's good if you plan some days where you're working, some days you're not. For me, I'm still doing VIPKid. I actually like the hours of VIPKid because I like getting it done early, and then I have the day kind of to take to do my own thing or whatever. So I actually find it a little more inconvenient to have Outschool in the middle of my days.
Yeah, I wish I could book Outschool like right at the end of VIPKid. So like when I want to say goodbye to my VIPKid kids, I can just zip into like a quick Outschool class. For me in Mountain Time Zone, I have to end at 7 a.m. for ESL. So that's 9 a.m. for Eastern Time Zone. And there could be some kids who want to take a class. So I've been able to do that a little bit, but we could just do that more. And then I can be done, get one class out of the way.
Yeah. So definitely like doing what works for you and not trying to do everything.
Right. And I will say that I have caved with some ongoing classes and put them at times that were inconvenient for me, and then I regretted it. If it's a one-time class, that's one thing to be inconvenienced once, but if you make an ongoing class that is inconvenient, you will regret it later. I had to give up a Saturday class. I don't want every Saturday to be working. And I found, you were speaking about doing it right after classes. I found the later in the afternoon you go, the better the class books. So I've compromised a little and done it outside my kids' school hours. And then it is kind of annoying. My son wants to go to a friend's house, but he has to wait till my Outschool class is over. So yeah, I mean, you want the bookings, but also don't inconvenience yourself. There's a few days where I have like a class at 11 and my next class is at 3. And that's kind of inconvenient too, but it was based on, parent requests. So yeah. But also I was going to mention Rebecca is in Mountain Time. So I'm sure that makes VIPKid working a lot harder. We are kind of spoiled on the Eastern Time Zone, Cindy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Especially in daylight savings, because we can go an extra hour later. So I've cut way back at VIPKid, and I have to say the sleep has been awesome. I drive my son. I was driving home from soccer the other day, and I was like, I'm not exhausted like I normally am. I feel I feel like a regular person. So, and even though I still do VIPKid a little bit, I maybe will do 2 classes a day. I don't start till 8 o'clock, which we can do on the East Coast, right? And
well, that's my kids are
rush.
That won't work for me.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how you do it, Rebecca, because even when my son was like the worst sleeper ever, I don't even think I could have done an at-home job that was early when he was that little.
Yeah, well, we just recently gave up the middle of the night feeding. but that was rough when, she still woke up middle of the night to feed, and then I had 2 more hours and then I had to teach. Like, well, no, I would make it so that I would feed her right before I start teaching at 4 a.m. So kind of tie her for the second half. But yeah, like we gave that up. And so she just has to self-soothe and deal with it herself.
Yes, and I do not take naps during the day. If it's light outside, I can't sleep. So yeah, no. So I would just be like if someone invited me to something at 7 or 8 o'clock, I'd be like, oh, so late. But it's so nice not to. That has helped being at Outschool. Yeah. So I do like that there's no prep work with VIPKid. So you do make less money, but in Outschool, you have a lot of prep work outside the class. So there's always that. Keep that in. And some classes are more prep than others. So what are some things you guys do to help with the self-care, aside from now I'm able to sleep more? Rebecca, what do you do?
I find times to be by myself if I can, or I kind of zone out with like a show in an earbud so I can watch something or listen to YouTube when I'm doing the dishes or when I'm nursing. I can have something going to kind of like rest. Okay. Nursing is not a time where I feel trapped. Nursing time like it's me time, and she just happens to be on my lap. But this is like,
Yeah. She's
so just try to find those moments here or there.
How about you, Cindy? What do you do?
Well, the other thing is like shower time. Right. So I have to remember, okay, I'm getting up early. I'm still getting up early. So I time my shower and try to take a shower at a time where you can take your time. Like, you're not rushing in the morning, jumping in the shower and have to go to work or something. So you could plan a time during the day where you could do, a few things, hot oil your hair or something like that you don't wash your face with some face scrub or something, something that's kind of, pampering yourself at an abnormal time. So for me, I do have older kids, so they're usually busy. And so I can do a lot of things. So that's something I do is like, I'll take a shower in the mid-afternoon or, some weird time for most people. But it's like, okay, well, I have an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to fit in like when you're going straight to VIPKid. That was the thing with me taking off and doing more Outschool. I was able to take a shower in the morning the other day. That was nice. And yeah, it is easier when your kids are older. There are some advantages to having older kids, believe me. They can do a lot for themselves. You can get a shower. So I was pretty much burned out all of last month. I had this next level teacher boot camp along with my Outschool classes, and I still hadn't completely given up VIPKid. So last month I was pretty burned out. So I finally went back to yoga this week. I went 2 days in a row after not going for a long time. Yes, I was sore. Let's see. My daughter treated me to getting my nails done for Mother's Day. So I've been trying to do some things that the past couple weeks because I was so busy for that whole month. But it's hard because it's literally like we're in a situation where the more you work, the more you get paid. So you're like, I could just open more. I can just open more. And when 2 weeks out, when you're opening that VIPKid schedule, 2 weeks later, you're like, why did I open all these classes? Yeah. Right. And you decide you need a break. Unless you're doing all short notice, it takes 2 weeks to then get yourself a break, So
yeah, everything's delayed out there.
Let's see what they're saying in the chat. What do you all do for self-care? Okay. Hi, Jerry. Both of us interviewed the same day in Tennessee. I agree with all this. Burnout, a weekday off is so helpful. Yes. I stopped working on the weekends too. When I was doing VIPKid almost full time, I was working 5 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now I went back to just Saturdays. Now I completely have the weekends off. That's really nice. That is so nice. Let me just tell you. And yeah, and I work at Outschool 4 days a week, and it's been great. Yeah, so Jerry, who else is watching? Hi, Meredith. What do you guys do for self-care? Anyone else want to add what you do for self-care or ideas of what we all can do?
I actually joined a painting club in 2020, but I haven't done it as much. Like I'm still in the club, but I need to get back to it. But that was really fun to just do something that I want to do. And like her painting workshops are like $20 to $30 each. But for one monthly fee, you can do as many as you want. You can watch all of her videos and things like that. So I need to get back to doing that. I want to do some paintings, like redo my living room. I want to do, because part of making the money is to use it for something that I need, which would be, I want to kind of do some things around the house. So that's something that I'm doing to try. Well, I got myself a kitchen island. I got some chairs. So I'm kind of changing things around the house to make things a little better, because I raised 13 kids here and my house has a lot of wear and tear. So, you know, we're just kind of trying to upgrade on that kind of stuff. So that kind of that's kind of a self-care thing where you just kind of work on something at your own home, and that's going to make everything, you know, better when you get up and something's spruced up. It's kind of a nice feeling. So
Yeah, it is.
Right. And then you feel good about when you work hard and work all these hours, you feel like it's going towards something to help you. Meredith said, I run and work out. I also just take off from VIPKid and have no guilt. My regulars always come back.
That's a big thing.
Awesome. I need to get
no guilt. You just have to say, I can't. And they do come back. It could be a month from now. It could be a year from now. You're like, oh, hi. But they always come back if they like you. So don't feel bad if you need to take a couple of days off for yourself, because then you'll be even a better teacher when you do go back.
Right.
Yes, it's the reason I haven't totally given up VIPKid is because I try to at least accept some priority booking requests, not all the time, even if it's like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, so I don't completely lose the regulars. Part of me just wants to, I hear all these teachers getting like $15 offers to open one slot. Like if I just closed all my slots, I would get those offers. So I just got to do it, I guess. So, and then GoGoKid's offering some great incentives too, like $42 for 20 slots. And
wow.
Yes.
I haven't gotten anything from GoGo.
I haven't got any for a while from GoGoKid. And the ones I do get,
not recently.
You know, they've been not enough for me to want to give up some VIPKid times.
I actually wrote a ticket into the company because I wanted some more bookings, but I'm not willing to like completely get rid of all my VIPKid. But I went through everything at GoGoKid and certified for everything, watched every single video on their website. So we'll see what happens.
Don't forget. Yeah, well, they have the $300 bonus going right now. So a lot of teachers are opening slots. So they have, in a few weeks, I haven't gotten any incentives. Yes. $300 to open 20 slots, and they don't have to book. Like the easiest thing ever.
Now, if you sign up under somebody, try to stick around and GoGoKid long enough to teach one class.
Yes.
Because then your referee would get the bonus. So open your 20.
And they helped you.
Teach one, or after the next month, you know, open a few more. Try to teach at least one class. Let your person get the referral bonus. And then you can say, okay, it's not for me. But
Right.
get the $300 bonus for yourself and let your teacher friend get out their bonus.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing is, if you are thinking about doing it, get started, because sometimes it takes a while going back and forth. I have one referral she had everything except for the put in your documents, and it's May 15th. And she still hasn't signed her contract because
you have to sign by May 31st.
Her document, it wasn't acceptable, like the picture. So, and they're not real majorly quick. So you might send something in, and it could be a couple days before you get it back. So if you're thinking about it, don't think any longer, just do it.
Right.
Yeah, you got 16 days left. And I've noticed at GoGoKid from working there the past few years, they do not work on the weekend. So if you send it in on a Friday, they won't even look at it till Monday. Okay. So just know that too, that you know, there's several days of the week they're not looking at it. All right. Well, if no one has any more advice, anyone about any of the things we've talked about, then we'll go ahead and end this. No more advice. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and comment below if you watch this later, if you have any tips for burnout or summer classes or anything like that. And next week, Kasie will be hosting. So, all right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming, Cindy, Rebecca. Bye.